The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sandy Anastasi. Welcome to the Psychic Hour that I do right here online monthly. It's always free of charge. I'm so grateful to see so many of you here, and I'm sure we're going to be getting joined by still more people as the hour progresses because we've got a full house this evening. And I just have to tell you how exciting it is to see your support in all the work that I've been doing. I have a couple of really quick announcements I'd like to let you know about as we get started with this next hour. First, this coming week is a real dynamic week for me because I'm just finishing levels 5 and 6 and also seeing Beyond the Veil of my psychic development program, and that's in Tampa, Florida. And that class is going to be meeting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this coming week. So that's always an exciting time for me. Also, we have a new webinar. You can check my site. That's coming up in June. And I really have a super exciting announcement to make. Two of them exactly. I'm presently, many of you taking this or on the call with me this evening are taking this class with me right now. It's the beginner level tarot level 1. Well, tarot level 2 is going to start in mid-June. I'm excited about that. So for the first time in about 10 years, I'm going to be giving out tarot reading certificates, and they'll be from Astrological Institute and myself. So I'm very excited to have all those people who are taking the tarot classes on board with me right now. And my biggest announcement of all is that this summer, I'm taking the Anastasi System of Psychic Development online. If you are interested in that, get on board early. I have not got the description on my site yet. It's going to go up within the next few days. And get on board early because there are only a very limited number of positions available in that class. It will run from July through December, and it will be direct study under me, and it will be a certification program in the Anastasi system. No matter where you are in the world, you will now be able to study with me online. Again, limited enrollment, so you've got to get online, fast to get a spot there. I also have my brand new book coming out in July. It's the Anastasi System of Psychic Development Level 6, and that is on healing through spirit communication. And that book has been 10 years, my friends, 10 years in the works. Nobody's more happy to have that finally out of my hands and into yours than I am. So that pretty much sums up my announcements for this evening. I do want to give you some rules as we get started. Those of you who have been with me for past months, you already know these rules because as soon as I came on, I saw hands already raised. On your dashboard, you'll see a hand next to your name. If you raise that hand, I will know that you have a question and you want to be called on. Now, Lisa, my assistant, is in the chat room, and I'll be asking her to call on the people for me. So she's the one who's keeping track of all the people. And if you have a question that you are a little afraid to come and ask verbally, you're shy or perhaps you're not quite sure how to phrase it, well, type your question into the chat room. You'll see a chat room below your name, and Lisa is in the chat room, and Lisa will either answer that question herself, or when I call on Lisa to give me the next question, she can actually read to me somebody's question from the chat room. So if you're shy, you can work through Lisa. Okay, without any further ado, I'm going to make the most of this next hour, the Psychic Hour with Sandy Anastasi, which is my gift to you monthly. So, Lisa, who's our first question? Oh, one last thing, folks. As you come on, I need your name. I need what you're most grateful about this evening. I need your birth date, and then your question, and I'll coach you. Lisa, who's our first caller? I can't hear you, Lisa. If your mic is on, I've got your camera on, but not your mic. There you go. Hello?
Let me try this again.
Yeah.
I'm calling on Jamie P. because we have two different Jamies in the room tonight. So, Jamie P., you are unmuted.
Okay, Jamie P.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Hello there. Okay,
Thank you.
I have
Wow,
with
I'm
you,
so
Jamie. Jamie, what are you most grateful for this evening?
my family.
Me too. It's great, especially on Memorial Day weekend, to be able to spend that time with family. And Jamie, what's your sun sign?
My sun sign's Aries, but I've been studying astrology lately, and um, I was born right on the cusp. My moon is in Pisces, so that's kind of what I wanted to ask about. I don't know.
Well,
I also,
when you say you're on the cusp, Jamie, which
uh,
cusp? Between Aries and Pisces or Aries and Taurus?
Pisces.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask because I've looked into Vedic astrology and it says I'm Pisces. So I wanted to ask about that and just also if I should be studying astrology because I've been really, really interested in it lately and I don't know why.
The answer to should you be studying astrology is a big, resounding yes. Your guides are like, wow, yes, yes, study astrology. That's going to be a language that speaks to you. It's a very good tool for you to work with in metaphysics. However, they're also saying not the Vedic astrology, at least not yet. Here's the
Okay.
problem with the Vedic astrology versus Western astrology. I don't know if you're aware of this. They use two different zodiacs, okay? So
Okay.
if you're trying to learn both at the same time, you are going to get so incredibly confused, you'll end up learning nothing. So my suggestion to you is to choose one, and your guides seem to think that Western's the one to start with. Apply yourself to that, learn it until you're comfortable with it, and if you still want to explore the Vedic at that point, then go explore Vedic. But don't try and do them both at the same time. Now, and the reason why you're a Pisces in one and an Aries in the other is because they're two different zodiacs. Literally, the measuring devices, the tools, the way the zodiacs are put together are two different things. Vedic uses the sun. We use the earth as the center. It's very different. So if you're on the cusp between Aries and Pisces in Western astrology, and you have a Pisces moon, that means that even though your sun sign is Aries, your moon sign, which is your past personality patterns from other lifetimes, will cause you to behave like a Pisces. So you might actually identify more with the sign Pisces. But in this lifetime, according to Western astrology, your life lessons, i.e. what your soul came into life to learn, is about being an Aries. And that means that as you move through life, over and over again, you're going to be tested. You're going to have to stand up for yourself. You're going to have to be put into positions where you discover your talents and your abilities and that, yes, you can achieve something. Does this sound familiar yet? You'll be
Yeah.
in a situation where you just can't do it and nobody else helps you, so you have to do it. Yes, this sounds familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
Yes.
is to be born in Aries. Welcome. So, what do you have a
Thank you.
question from me and my guides this evening?
Yes, please. Is there anything I don't know. Are my guides saying anything specific?
They will be
I
glad.
guess I'm looking for guidance.
Yeah, they'll be glad to. If you're looking for general guidance, call me for a reading, and you'll get the whole ball of wax. Okay.
Okay.
I'm here tonight to answer any specific question you've got.
Okay. Oh. Um, well, I guess I've just been studying so much spiritual. I found you through the medium John Edwards. I just was watching him and then I found you and so I just wonder why I'm so interested. Am I supposed to be helping in this field? Because I'm a dental hygienist, but I kind of just I don't know if I should pursue a different career maybe.
Well, first of all, dental hygiene is probably not the career you're going to have for all of your life. I can tell you that right now, but you already know that.
Yeah.
It's not a bad place to be. It's a good position to get a foundation for you and your family, to put some money aside. Your finances are going to be good with that. but apparently you and your family have pretty much outgrown it. Another interesting thing happens with hairdressers and dental hygienists and dentists. These people have their hands on other people's heads and faces all the time. You hearing this, my friends? It
Yes.
means that if you are, this is for everybody, if you are psychically sensitive at all, empathic, and you have a job as a hairdresser, I'll expand that, a nail tech, a dental hygienist, or a dentist, you've got your hands on somebody else's head or hands, if you're a nail tech, almost constantly, 8 hours out of every day. And as you're developing your sensitivity, if you don't have a lot of protection, you're taking on those other people's problems.
Yeah, it's exhausting. It really is.
Yeah, and especially in the dental chair, because nobody goes to the dentist feeling good about being at the dentist. It just doesn't
Right.
happen. So I'm thinking what's happening with you is that as you are opening and developing more of your spiritual side, you're finding the work side becoming more taxing and more difficult, and you're probably bringing home a lot of that stress to your family. So looking for a different profession is probably a good one. Now, of course, your next question is, would it be a good thing for you to go into, doing something psychic for a profession? Okay, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to show you the card. I turned up an inverted page of swords. You seeing that, my tarot card reading class? That
Yes.
says no.
Okay.
And I can tell you why. It has nothing to do with your psychic ability or lack of such. It has to do with you are not somebody who wants to dedicate tons and tons of time to developing your own business and creating your own following. You
That's
see?
true.
You're the gal who would rather go to work that somebody else has developed a business and you have a 9-to-5 job and can go home to your family. When the time comes in your life that you are wanting to be an entrepreneur and dedicate a lot of time and energy and effort to building a business, that's when you should go out into being a psychic. Folks, I would love to say that you can graduate from psychic development classes with Sandy Anastasi and step right into this wonderful job working with IBM as their corporate psychic. It doesn't work that way. Those positions don't exist yet. They will, but not yet. So if you have a alternative means of support, then study to be a psychic. If you have a job that you're comfortable at that's paying the bills, like for example, Jamie, if you're working as this dental hygienist and you really love the job and you only work 3 or 4 days out of a week and you have those other 4 days and wow, you can go and develop your psychic ability in that extra time, that's perfect. Do that. So if you can arrange that, fine. But don't quit your day job to go out and study to be a psychic.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do my guides maybe have something that they think I should do?
Well, what they're saying is that the first thing you need to do, oh, you're going to hate me, Jamie. You've got a whole lot of personal issues going on right now regarding home and family. Before you quit your job as a dental hygienist, deal with all those issues. When those issues are dealt with, everything else in your life is going to become clear. It's all going to start to fall into place. Okay?
Okay.
And I do have to move on to my next caller, but you have my best wishes, and I know you can do it. Remember that. I know you can do it. So good luck to you.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Lisa, who's our next caller?
Our next caller is Lori.
Oh,
Lori, you're unmuted.
Lori.
Hi. Hello, Sandy.
Hello, Lori. Good to speak with you.
Well, let's see. I am grateful for, how about absolutely everything? I am just grateful across the board.
I like that. My favorite lady to quote, Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham Hicks, says that when you adopt an attitude of gratitude in your life, the universe can't help but give you all the good things back because you're setting this pattern of gratefulness. Good things begin to be attracted to you. That's one of the reasons why I like to begin each person their conversation with what they're grateful for right now. So thank you for sharing that. You're right on target. And Lori, what's your sun sign?
I am a Sagittarius, November 22nd.
Awesome. Now, I know you're not an astrologer, although you'd like to follow your astrology, okay? If
Correct.
you look at where it says the number 12 in that little, let me see if I can point to it with my cursor here. Yeah, if you see that number 12, that in
Yes.
astrology is the 12th house, okay? It's the last house of the zodiac. And right now, you'll see a planet in that house that looks kind of like an H with a cross on it. That planet is Saturn. And you'll see it says it's in Sagittarius. Well, it had been direct up until about 3 weeks ago, and it was pushing at your sun sign, and it was getting you to really make a lot of decisions and a lot of steps forward and move in directions that make you a little bit uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone. Well, about 3 weeks ago, it went retrograde. And those of you on the call who are Scorpios, Taurians, Leos, and Aquarians, be ready, because retrograde Saturn is going back to activate all of your signs during the summer, between now and the 2nd of August. Now, that means, Lori, that you're off the hook between now and the 2nd of August. Okay?
Cool.
And what it means actually is that you're getting a chance to step back and go over those things that happened at the beginning of the year, between November and February. That was a real important time period for you. Things are moving forward fast and furious in your life, and you were like, oh my God, what next? Well, now you need to go back and review those things. What do you want to keep? What do you want to discard? What do you want to get rid of? What works? What doesn't work? I.e., this is a time for tweaking, okay? And folks, for everybody right now, wonderful, wonderful time for cleaning out and getting rid of old baggage all summer long, right up through August 2nd, okay? So astrologically, Lori, that gives you an overview of what's going on. Lori, you've got a lot of family stuff happening right now, too, and I'm sure you're aware of that, correct? Because I always pull a card as soon as a client calls, and I pick the 10 of Pentacles for you, which is not a bad card. It's a family card. It says family all around. And responsibilities with family, especially responsibilities regarding old people. So your biggest issue is going to be to have to make a valiant effort to not get in the middle of all that family stuff. You got it?
Got it.
Now, do you have a specific question for me?
You know, I do have a specific question, and I've had this question for a long, long time, and I've kind of not wanted to go there because I just feel like I want to go towards everything positive, but I still have this nagging question, and that is, I've, heard that there are definitely, of course, positive energies, but there's also negative energies, and I'm wondering who and what are the negative energies, because I've also heard that, once you pass, that you kind of, I don't know, you kind of learn more. It's kind of like an oh wow moment, and you're supposed to be better, right? At least better than you were in human form.
Well, for some people it works that way, but not all others. Lori, the best way I can explain this is, as a Sagittarian, and you do love to be positive, it's taken you a lot of years to really put your feet on the ground and see life as it is, but you're a lot better at it these days than you used to. If I dropped you right square in the middle of New York City, would you prefer that I dropped you in, uptown New York so that you could, walk along, Fifth Avenue and browse the stores and look at those lovely restaurants? Or would you like me to maybe drop you down in the ghetto in Chinatown and let you fend for yourself? Which place would you rather be?
Yeah, that would be the first one.
Okay. Well, why? Because you could be pretty sure that uptown you're going to, you might meet some rotten people here and there. Human nature has all kinds. But for the most part, you're going to be meeting people more comfortable to be with, and you're going to feel a little safer, right? Whereas if I drop you in the middle of Chinatown, in the middle of one of the ghettos, and, the Tong is there, and you're going to be like, uh-oh, where do I go next? So you see the difference between the good and the bad, and I'm kind of exaggerating this, okay? Well, it's easy here on the physical plane to recognize that not everybody is a good person, okay? Some people, and you can blame it on a lot of things. Maybe they didn't have the right upbringing. They grew up without parents, or, they just had a bad life experience. Explain it away if you want, but the fact is that there are some people you cannot trust with your wallet, and there are some people you can. There are some people you can't trust with your life, and there are some people you can. You got it?
Right.
Right. It's the same exact thing on the other side. Most people cross over to the other side, and they're on the other side. That's it. That's who they are. Okay? Only people who are ready to take that jump in evolution get on the other side and go, oh, my soul is free to go into the angelic realms again. Not everybody does that. Is that a surprise? Okay, not everybody is ready to take that leap. And we're really on an odd subject here, but I might as well say this. In ancient Tibet, from the moment someone was born, they were being taught how to die. Isn't that interesting? Because they understood in Tibet that death and life, like the yin-yang coin, are two sides of one whole. It's not that one can exist without the other. Abraham Hicks says, there is no such thing as death. We live, and then we live again on the other side.
Right.
Okay? And I'm sure you've heard Abraham Hicks say that if you followed Abraham's material on YouTube. The thing is that there is no such thing as death. There's a transition of one life form here in the physical to another life form on the next plane up. It's a different plane of existence. Well, the Tibetans understood this. And so from the time these people were born, they were taught constantly to shed anything they didn't need. They were taught constantly to release emotional bondage and emotional ties and to be totally honest with themselves about all of their emotions so that they didn't hang on to anything. Now, when you get somebody who is ready to die in that they have released everything, there are no more burdens, that's a person who's going to catapult into the next level of spirituality on the other side, because there's nothing that's holding them back and binding them to here. But the person who crosses over and worries about if their daughter can handle her life, or worries about having left the kettle on the stove, or, I mean, it's amazing the things you worry about in life, right? If you cross over onto the other side and you still have all that baggage, your attention's going to be here, and that's going to hold you to that human personality. And it's you to evolve on that other side, and probably over time you'll gradually shed it and evolve over there too, but you won't have that catapult that you would have if you'd done all the releasing before you passed. Does that make sense to you?
That's a great answer. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I was a death priest in Tibet way back when.
Oh, wow. Cool.
brought a little bit of that insight into me with me in this life. I did, and I think a lot of you here on the call did tonight too. I have a feeling everybody was with me on that one. That it's almost like you knew what I was talking about before I even said it. So you are a great group. Did that answer your question? I hope that was a great question. Did. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks, Lisa. Who's our next person? Our next caller?
Okay, I'm going to go down to Janelle. Janelle, you're unmuted.
Hi, Sandy. I want to say that first, I'm grateful that we live in this great country. Second, I'm grateful to hear that your psychic development is coming online, because I just completed level 1, the book, and I'm working very hard on it. Thank you.
You are very, very welcome. I'm excited about that. It's great to share.
Great news. I'm a Taurus. I'm April 21st birthday, and my question is, I have some career changes coming up. Will I be happy with them?
It's a wonderful question. The short answer is no. The long answer is probably no. But eventually it leads you where you need to go. You already knew that.
Okay.
Hold it. Give me some feedback. You already knew that, didn't you? What I just told you.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's been firmed up, but I have a feeling where the direction we're going into, yes.
Yep, exactly. Here's the thing, and I want to share this with everybody on the call who is a fixed sign, a Taurus, a Scorpio, an Aquarian, or a Leo. You fixed sign folks do not like change. Now, of course, that means if you have a fixed sign ascendant or a fixed sign moon, you might also be one of those people who doesn't like change. So anytime you have to make some changes, even within the job you have, there's always a whole lot of resistance, inner resistance coming from you. And when you have inner resistance, you automatically set up outside obstacles. You create them. So, the reason I said the answer initially is no. It's like, okay, well, you have some job changes coming up, yes, but they're not really like, wow, there's some trepidation here, and that's why you're going to be happy with it. Initially, no, because you're not charging into it and saying yes. So you're setting up your own resistance, okay?
Okay.
And once you go through that change, you're going to feel this sense of relief. You're still not going to be happy about it because you still haven't put yourself into it 100%. But once you finally get your feet settled on the other side of that, that bridge you're about to cross, you get, I'm going to hold it up, the Nine of Pentacles. That Nine of Pentacles shows a woman making a lot of money, being comfortable, supportive of herself completely, able to come and go as she wants because she's created her own independence. So that you're moving in the right direction, but you have a lot of obstacles you're going to have to overcome along the way. The quicker you change that internal resistance thing that you've got going on, the more quickly you're going to get to that end result.
Okay, that's great. You're absolutely right. Thank you so much for your time.
And you are very welcome. Pleasure to speak with you.
You too.
Lisa, who's up next?
Yep, I'm going to pop on down to Suzanne. Maybe she won't unmute. It says, Suzanne, that you cannot be unmuted until you enter your PIN. So you're going to have to go back and do something else because it looks like maybe you're on the phone. So we'll try you again in a little bit. So I'm going to go on down to, I was going to go on down to Thomas, and he just disappeared. He's scaring everybody away. All right, we're going to go back up to the second Jamie that we have on the call.
I love that name, by the way.
Jamie R.,
Yeah.
You are unmuted.
Jamie with the lovely name. What can I do for you this evening? Lisa, I think Jamie's having trouble unmuting herself.
Yep, it says she's self-muted. I can't unmute her. See, I told you, it's been a weird day. Alrighty then, tracking forward. We're going to go down here to Susan. Susan, you are unmuted.
Oh my gosh, am I on?
You're
on now.
Oh my goodness gracious. Something good has happened to me. Thank you so much. Hi Sandy, hi Lisa, hi everyone. I just came on board. It's a long story, so I won't go into it, but I'm a Capricorn. I'm presently living in Maryland, and what am I thankful for? Oh my goodness, wow. Where do I start? I'm just thankful for life and friends and family, and that I'm here with you all tonight.
Well, welcome. And as a Capricorn, I don't know if you're familiar with astrology. My guides are saying, oh, yes, you are. So apparently you've done some dabbling. The second house in this chart, tonight's horror chart, is you. You'll see the Capricorn right here on the cusp. That line here is the cusp of the second house. So part of you lies in the first, part of you lies in the second. We're going to read you as second house. So this is really about you standing up and being counted and deciding what you want to do financially, with your talents, with your abilities. Where do you want to take your life? And also because of that opposition, which you can see looking at the chart, to Venus and to Jupiter, really you're kind of biding your time and waiting for somebody else to make a shift or a change in their life so that you can have your freedom and be able to do the rocket ship routine in what you want to do. That's what the chart is saying. So could you give me some feedback on that perhaps? And also, what question would you like to ask?
Yes, first I'd like to say you are very right on. And that rocket ship, well, that person in my life that I was waiting for was my son. My husband passed away in December, and I had to move to Maryland. I lost everything in it, but except my faith and my will to go on. And my son was very instrumental in helping me to move from there to here, where there's family. And so right now, my question is, he left yesterday with his girlfriend, and now I am free to do what I need to do here to survive and move on and get on with my life. And my question is about a job. I've entered school. I was going to just get a piddly job or go back into the career that I was in, which was nursing, but I just don't feel that anymore, and I want to move on to something new. And so I'm taking some classes at a community college, computer related classes, and then I want to do some other things as well after that. But I'm looking to get a job that's flexible, and I found one, and I went on an interview Monday, and I'm just waiting to hear, and I put my applications out there, and I'm worried and a little stressed and want to know what's in my future.
Well, first of all, remember that card I was showing before, that Nine of Pentacles, that gal who is independent, financially self-supportive, able to live her life on her own? Well, that's where you're heading. That's you. You're making wise moves right now. Okay?
Wow.
It's the same card for you. I love it.
You too.
You were bound in your former situation for a long time. It looks like it was a long-term illness. It was a lot of pain, a lot of difficult for a long time. And by the way, my condolences, my sincere condolences. And at the same time, my congratulations, because you have been following the route in your life, as difficult as it is, towards not only your freedom, but your own evolution and your own happiness. And that is where you're heading. Do not worry about the job situation. Just flow with it. It's going to work. You're going to have a job probably within, I get a 3. I don't know if that's like 3 days. Could it be that fast? Or if it's the next 3 weeks. Or perhaps by the 3rd day of next week. But I'm getting a 3 wrapped into the job. Or it could be the 3rd job you've applied to that gives you that job. But I definitely am seeing that coming up very, very soon. And that job, I'm going to segue here for a minute. You have a tendency to get involved with the job, and stick with it forever. And my guide is saying that may not be in your best interest. It may very well be that it's the time in your life for you to expand your vision and recognize that when you have a skill and you have an ability and another job becomes available that is a better job that can use your skill and ability, it's okay to take it. Because in the past, you would have passed that up if you felt you were needed in the current job. Do you see?
Yes.
And
Yes.
the guides are saying that's something in you that needs to change, because now you have your freedom, and you need to be able to take your freedom in all ways in order to really explore what you have the capability to become if you allow yourself to do that. I see a lot of success around you. I think the nursing background is wonderful, and you need to recognize that and honor it, because guess what? If times are tough financially, or if you're even bored, your nursing background is always going to give you the opportunity to go in and do some private nursing for a day, or to get
Yes.
a part-time job in a doctor's office, you see? So
Yes.
it is an absolutely fabulous tool. Bless that mom and dad who said go to nursing school, okay? Because even though it's not where you want to stay, it's the security little trampoline that you can, it's the safety net that you can always count on, so that you will have the ability as time goes on to feel solid enough that you can take the chance to make the leap to be more successful in whatever you're doing. You're looking for greater creativity in your work. That's not going to come with the next job. So get the job, enjoy the job, use it for experience and a stepping stone to something else. I see you moving more into business, and yet I see you wanting to move into something which is creative. But the life situation you're in is going to push you more into the business end of things before you can zigzag back into the creative end of it.
Yes, yes. I see myself wanting actually to go into the business end of it just so I can become stable and then find something that has some more creativity. I do have one more question, if you don't mind.
I think we have time for a quick one.
Okay, I have put a lot of time and effort and money of my own, depleted a lot of my own, getting here to Maryland to be with family and get myself established. And I was just wondering, do you see me staying here, or is there a move in the future?
I do see you staying there, but I can tell you it's not going to be smooth and easy.
Yeah.
You don't remember I'm sorry, but you don't remember what family was like. You've been away for a while. And,
Yeah.
let's just say your mediation and arbitration skills are really going to have to be finely honed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have really discovered that since I've been here, and I've actually missed some bullets between my family members. So I'm trying to stay on the on the outskirts, kind of like here and happy to be here, but not too involved in what goes on.
And I think as time goes on, you're going to get a good handle on it, and it's going to be it's not solvable. Okay, none of these things are solvable. With your family, it just goes on and on and on and on, and as soon as one thing's fixed, it's another thing.
Yeah.
When you come to understand that and just roll with it, you'll find that it is, can I even say this? Yeah, they're saying go ahead. It's a never-ending source of entertainment when your head is in the right place. Okay, and if you put it in that frame of mind, then you won't get tied into the frustration or the anger or the total chaos of it. But right now, it's fabulous for you because it's giving you so much, renewed life. It's wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. As a Capricorn, I'm kind of a business type of, I have a big heart for a Capricorn, and I'm very sensitive, and I am clairsentient most of all, and clairvoyant, but I see there's a lot of drama, and as a Capricorn, I cannot get into that. I'm just not, that doesn't resonate with me. So
I absolutely agree, and you will get a handle on it. But seriously, just realize that right now, all that drama is helping you to forget your own, and that's not a bad thing.
Yes, and thank you so much for saying that, because that really is true.
Yep. Hey, good luck to you. I appreciate what you're dealing with, and you, again, my sincere condolences. I know when you go through a major life change like that, it's scary, it's fearful, it's frustrating, and it's so hard to take that big step. And I admire that you are taking it and you're moving forward.
Thank you. And I just want to say this one last thing. Your Tarot Course class has helped me immensely. I took a leap to do something for myself just as a cookie to kind of soothe my wounds here, and I love your class. It's fantastic. It is just yes, it's a blessing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for being here, Susan. And Lisa, who's next?
All right, we're going to try Suzanne again because I think she has her problem fixed. Suzanne, you're unmuted.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
Good. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy for all the lessons I've learned during my life.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's been many.
That's one we all need to listen to that one. We really do. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
I have a question, getting back to what you were saying about when you pass over. A lot of my metaphysical friends are under the impression that we all have to come back. And I insist I'm not coming back next time.
Well, let me give you this hint, okay? For most people, coming back is not a choice. What brings you back into life, I think of it as the great universal vacuum cleaner in the sky. If you have an attachment to something, to someone, you're coming back. Because your attachment, your desire to complete it, your desire to be with that person again, your desire to dot that I again, whatever it is, your desire to have another drag on a cigarette is going to bring you back again. So the only way to be sure that you don't have to come back is to do what I said before. Make your life a series of creating non-attachment and letting go, so that by the time you pass, you're ready to just gently slide into the next life. If you do that, your higher self has the choice of whether to come back or whether to move on to another dimension and experience there. But I also want to tell you that there are many, many, many people here on planet Earth who really didn't have to come back last time or this time. And they came back because, believe it or not, they thought it was fun. Because from your higher self's point of view, right here is the best roller coaster ride in the entire universe.
That makes sense. I was told that one time I came back on a dare.
Yep.
As you know, the book I'm writing is very similar to the other dimensions, so it makes sense.
So ultimately it's going to be your choice, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Or at least your higher
That's what I always
choice.
said.
Okay.
I do have a question. My niece just lost her baby. The baby, she was almost 3 weeks old, and it came as a shock because 2 weeks before that the heartbeat was strong. And I wondered if the baby is all right with my father, or where is the baby?
I'm just trying to get a handle if they're telling me. Who's the very dark-haired woman that's on the other side? Is that the baby's grandmother? Very, straight with a little bit of a flip, very, very dark hair.
No one that I could think of, because my mom, who's the grandma, is still alive. Her mom's still alive, too.
What about on the other side? Because the only baby that I'm getting is being held like this, and she's in the arms of this woman with very, very dark hair. Almost, it's black, basically black hair.
Okay. I don't know at this time, but I'll mention it to my sister.
Yeah, see if she has somebody that she knows, or even that your mom knows. It could be maybe a couple of generations back. But the answer is yes, the baby's fine. And I also want to just leave you with this, because the loss of a child is so, so hard on parents. And of course, parents always say, well, what do I do? What did I do wrong? People take it personally. And I read a lot of people, and I've had many, many, many babies on, around me. I'm one of those people who can feel the baby before it's going to be born. So you're not even pregnant yet, and there's a little baby next to you, and I'm getting it, and they're talking to me. So I want you to make sure you tell her that her baby isn't the body that died. Her baby is a complete and total soul that exists as its own entity, and if that baby's soul found out that there was something about the genetic composition of that body that was going to not be right for something that it needed to accomplish, maybe when it was 30 or 40 years old, it would have just slid right out of that body and said, "Oh, Mom, that wasn't a good one. Please make me another one, huh?"
Yep.
You got it?
Yeah, because we're wondering if she'll get pregnant again. That was.
Oh yeah, she will. She will.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
I do think, even if it's not the same sex, I do think it will be the same soul coming back in. It's not always. In her case, I think it will be. My guides are saying yes. Honestly, I think that, it wasn't anything that was apparent, but there was some skill, there was some ability, there was something that baby needs in order to accomplish its goal on Earth, and that body wasn't going to give it.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Lisa, who is our next caller?
Alrighty, we're going to go back up to Jamie again, because I think she has her muted problem fixed. Maybe.
Beautiful Jamie.
Nope, it's not going to work again.
No, it's not going to work next.
Sorry.
If you can hear me, type your question for Lisa into the chat room, and she'll be able to ask it.
If I can find it, I've got 20 questions in there right now.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go up to Dina. Dina, you are unmuted.
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Dina.
Oh, okay, good. My name is Dina. I'm grateful for my family and our health and all that we're doing right now, which is life. And I'm a Taurus, And I don't know if I have any specific question. I can give you a million questions. Maybe you can tell me something about, maybe my guides need me to know or do something. I don't know who they are. Or
Actually, who is it? You who's planning the move, like as in change of residence, or is that someone close to you?
Well, I have a 23-year-old daughter in grad school who's talking today about wanting to move out as soon as she graduates in a couple of years, and
Yeah, I think it might even come sooner than that. I think she's just kind of getting you used to the idea. Time for you. This is going to be a hard one, but is she the first bird to fly the nest?
Well, I have a younger daughter who's away at college. The older one who I'm talking about, she lives at home, but she's in grad school.
Yeah, but she's the first. Technically, they're still living at home. Okay, even though they're at school, she's still at home. She's just at school, and really, over this next couple of years, your biggest challenges are going to be the daughters they're growing up and they're moving out on their own, and that's going to completely change your entire household. And there's another there's another more subtle one. Is that one of them, and I'm not going to tell you which one, but one of them is going to probably move in with a boyfriend. And that's going to be a really big challenge for Mom. Okay?
Yeah, that's the older one, the one I'm talking about.
Yes, and I think it's going to happen sooner than you think.
We're not happy about him.
Yeah, it's probably maybe a month away. It's soon.
That's soon, really.
Yeah, and so, I'm not going to give you any advice. You're the mom. But I do want to remind you that as your daughters, both of them, but particularly the older one, as she was growing up, if you said red, she said green.
Yes.
If you said sit down, she stood.
Yes.
When you're handling this situation, please keep that in mind. Okay.
I get what you're saying.
This is a tough one. It's tough on two counts. It's tough because it's hard to get to that age where you've formed your whole world around your family. Now your kids are ready to fly the nest. That's exactly the way it feels, and it's so hard to do that. You want to support them, and you're so excited, and you're so proud of them, but it's hard for you to reshape your life in a way that can continue to be supportive of them, and yet fill your own world so that you don't clutch them and try to pull them back. And then when you have one of them decides that she's going to go and live with the guy that you're not real happy about, there's that want to control, oops, no, want to control, oops, no. You see?
I understand that. Let me ask you a question. Being we're on the subject of her and the boyfriend, what do you see with that relationship? I was on one of these webinars with you a couple months back, and I had asked you a question about my daughter and a boyfriend. And you told me it was not going to be the relationship for her, but it wasn't, I don't know, how long is this going to last?
Well, I'm going to give you some advice. I can't give it to her. Don't tell her what I'm telling you until after.
No.
But your daughter, being the resistive personality that she is, which incidentally she learned from her mom, she's going to dive deeper into this relationship the more you resist it.
Okay.
And so if you really give a whole lot of resistance to it, she could end up spending quite a few years with this guy. She could even possibly end up marrying him and then divorcing him, because you're right, I don't think this is the one. But, she can be resistive. And the more resistance you give to her, the more she's likely to prove you wrong. If you do nothing, does it end that relationship? Yes, it does. Because if you do nothing, the likelihood is that all by herself, she's going to dive in real fast, real deep, get kind of, burned or disillusioned is a better way of putting it, and then find her power and move on. She is a lot like her mother.
Yeah.
Please remember that. She learns the same way you do. She experiences life the same way you do.
I see a lot of myself in her in my younger years. Yeah.
I know you do.
So when you say do nothing, what do you mean by do nothing? Just sit back and say nothing? Sit back and What does that mean?
Well, how
she
old
lives
is she?
here, and
How old is she?
she's 23. She'll be 24 in November.
What were you doing when you were 23, going on 20?
I was married already.
Mm-hmm.
I was married to her father.
Right. And if your mom had said, "Don't marry that guy," what would you have done?
Oh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've since divorced him.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did, didn't you? And you
Yeah.
might not have even gotten together with him to begin with if you weren't trying to get your freedom from your parents.
Oh, that is so true.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, your daughter's repeating your pattern here. Now, what could your mother have done? What could your mother have done that could have helped you to avoid a very unpleasant early first marriage?
Stepped back.
Stepped back. And then you would have bought into the big mess all by yourself. You would have got a good boot in the rear end, and you would have come out the other end a lot wiser, and you would have said, "Mom, why didn't you tell me?" And your mother wisely would have said, "Because you had to learn it yourself."
Yeah, and I always used to tell her, let me learn from my mistakes, you know.
Yeah. Well, take your own advice and apply it to yourself and apply it to your daughter. And that's going to really get you through this time, and it'll get her through this time very well, too. And please also understand something else. You yourself might have looked at that first marriage as a mistake. But it wasn't. If you didn't have that first marriage, would you be the person you are right now?
No.
You have the wealth of experience. So I always tell my students there really are no right turns or no wrong turns. There are longer and shorter distances to the same eventual evolution. With our children, we want to protect them from everything, but sooner or later, there's always something you can't. Please remember that.
Okay.
Okay? Good luck.
All right.
And
thank you.
Thank you for keeping me posted on the continuing saga. I'm looking.
Yeah, you had said it'll last. It'll be short term, but not long short. Not short term, but longer short term.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, what does that mean time wise? Months, years?
That probably has a whole lot to do with how much resistance you give it.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. I get it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lisa, we have time for probably another 2 or 3 people, so let me move a little bit faster now. Who's next?
Okay, it looks like we've caught up with all the hands that were raised, so I'm going to the chat room.
Well, I see Thomas has his hand raised.
Yes, but there's no phone connection. Remember, we tried him.
Oh, yeah. So he must have...
he's asked a question, but I have 2 questions before him.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question is Erica. She is a Virgo. She's thankful for her family. And her question is, do you see me moving in the near future?
Oh, yes, Erica. Yes. And, in this chart, the sign Virgo appears on the midheaven. That's straight up. And it catches the tail end of the 9th house. Matter of fact, most of the sign is in the 9th house, and that's the house of travel and moves. And the moon is in there, and the moon is the home, the family, the tradition, and that's being aspected here. And the 10th house, which has to do with career. So there is indicated here a move, but also a change in career. And I don't know if that's for you or your significant other, but it looks like it's both. And the card that I pulled for you is the 8 of Wands, which is a card that talks about perhaps a long-distance move or a move where you would have to fly to get there or to visit you. And it also talks about that career move having a great deal to do with communications. So good luck. Good luck. And thank you. And what's our next question, Lisa?
Okay. This is Thomas in the chat room. He is an Aries. And he's thankful for all that he currently has, family foremost. And he has a Social Security disability question. He says, I want to know if she sees my current request for reconsideration with the Social Security Disability Office going my way. I'm currently 100% disabled from the Veterans Administration, but attempting my disability from Social Security.
Thomas, I can tell you that you will eventually get it. Notice I have the emphasis on eventually. What I'm getting is that somehow the application or the way it's been presented, I'm turning up an inverted page of swords, the way this has been presented in the social sector hasn't been the way they need it. Okay, so it looks like you're going to have to do more work on it. I also see a lot of secrecy around this. So I don't know if the issues that are coming from the Veterans Administration are not flowing through properly to the Social Security side, but it feels like there's some kind of withholding or secrecy, or not everything's being delivered. When you can get that straightened out, and you may have to get will you have to get an attorney to work through this with you, or an advocate? My guides are saying you should get an attorney to work both sides of this with you, and that you will eventually get it, Ace of Pentacles right side up, if you do. But this particular time, will it be awarded? And it looks like not. I hope I'm wrong. Okay, nobody is 100% right. But if there's anything that you can do right now to get them more information, to get the two sides talking together, you should go ahead and do that, and that will change the outcome of what I've just said, so that perhaps you can get it this time through. Okay? I know how important that is.
Sandy?
Yes.
He says he does have an attorney.
I'm sorry, Lisa, I didn't catch that.
Thomas says he does have an attorney.
Good. Okay, and will that speed the whole thing up? Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're going to have to hang in there and follow what the attorney's telling you to do. The attorney, though, has got to work more closely with the Veterans Administration. He's got to get all the paperwork out of them. The social sector is resisting. They would far rather that the Veterans Administration carry the load. So there are politics going on. So the attorney is going to have to really, really get the Veterans Administration to give them everything. That's something you can talk to him about. Okay? Will you get it this time with the attorney? With the attorney, I get a yes to this time. And talk to him about making sure he's got everything together. Okay? And good luck. Good luck. And come back and update me. Time for one more, Lisa.
Alrighty, we finally have Jamie's question in the chat room. Let's see, she is a Cancer, and she says, I'm thankful to be alive. And hi Sandy, I would just like to ask if you see a romantic relationship soon. Should I be looking for one or being patient?
Well, there has been a romantic relationship around you, Five of Wands, only there's been a lot of turmoil involved with it. And you are, number one, tired of other women in the mix. I don't know if that's another girlfriend or a mother. And you're also tired of trying to be something you're not in order to please somebody else. So my advice is to be patient and find out what you enjoy. Spend time on yourself. Go out with the friends. Take trips with the friends. Find out what you need and what you want in life to make you happy. And when you're in that right space, that right frame of mind, the right person is going to be attracted to you. See, right now, that element of trying keeps bringing the same type of person to you over and over again, where you've got to struggle to be something you're not. Find your happiness first. This card, Inverted Fool, says there's going to be an opportunity to take a step back into a past relationship, and that would probably not be smart, but your choice. Okay? Good luck. And folks, that just about does it for this evening. We're almost out of time. I want to go back over my couple of announcements. Anybody who is interested and lives within driving or travel distance of Tampa, this coming Friday, all day long, I'm teaching Seeing Beyond the Veil. We touched upon some of those things earlier in this session. You know, what happens after death? What's on the other side? That's what I talk about in Seeing Beyond the Veil. It is not too late to register for that class. It's a standalone class. You don't need anything else that you studied with me. You can just walk in on that class. It's 10 to 5 this coming Friday in Tampa. The specs are on my website. Also, for those of you who are studying with me, levels 5 and 6 are being offered in Tampa this coming weekend. I want to say thank you to all my tarot students, who I see so many of you online with me this evening, and hopefully, I know you're all excited, doing wonderfully well, taking level 1. I'm so excited about this class. And level 2 is going to be starting in 3 weeks, actually 4 weeks from tomorrow or Tuesday. So I'm excited about that. And of course, if you're interested in the Psychic Development Online this summer, I've only got 25 seats available. It sounds like a lot, but believe me, it's not. So if you're interested in taking that class, make sure you get on board with it early. And I don't have that on my website yet. I'm hoping to get it up there tomorrow. I'm constantly writing and trying to update things because I do so much. But just keep checking back. And if you get my newsletter, the information, the specs on that are going to go out with the newsletter this month. Folks, it's, as always, been a pleasure to be with you this evening. The Psychic Hour with Sandy Anastasi comes back every month. Lisa, what is the next one? I didn't write it down. Next month, do you have it written?
I don't, and I don't have my calendar with me. My apologies. But it is on the site. In
Okay,
fact,
so folks, if you want, yeah, we're both remiss on that. But it's posted on the site and it's already there. So please be my guest, go over and see when it is. Put it on your calendar, and I will try and hit everybody's question next month. I think we did pretty good this month. And if I didn't touch your question, drop us a line, and either Lisa or I will do our best to get back with you sometime during the month so that you do get some answer. Okay? Thank you. Good night, everyone. You're wonderful. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Bye.